Okay, so this next bit I think is going to be a nice, cool feature that will hopefully help some of you with your projects. So remember in our moves, we've got if you get a result of 6 or lower, between 7 and 9, above 10 or above 12, we've got some extra information. Well, what we're going to do here is in the role, we're going to try and send that extra information to chat. So what I've done firstly is I grabbed these 4 fields here, I copied them, and I pasted them here, and I've obviously moved them and shortened them to stay fit, right? They were also anchored, in the other one, so they were stacked with other controls, so I've removed that, right? I've also set them to be invisible, so invisible true, right? But you can see they've still got the same names, result 6, 7, 10, and 12, alright? Then on my role, here under additional data, click on collection, and I've added result 12, and then in squiggly brackets, result 12. So the squiggly brackets means that there's a control on this window class that this will match with. Okay, and then we've got the same for 10. I'm calling it result 10, and but it's picking up the squiggly brackets, which is referencing one of these string controls. Right. So I've then gone and added a result handler function name. So manager roles is the script that we created up here, and I've got a function called move role. So we go over to our script, and we've got a second function now. So we've got the first one, the attribute role here, which we created earlier, and now we're creating one for moves. So the first thing I've done is I've added a debug chat R role, because when we add the additional properties, they're being sent through R role. So we get R role.result6, R role.result7, R role.result10, and R role.result12. So I do a debug because I need to sanity check, see that that's happening. I'm going to create a message. I'm going to get the total of my dice roll. And this is the total of the dice roll plus all the modifiers and everything, because this is happening after the dice have landed. Right, so the dice have landed, but nothing has been sent to the chat just yet. So rroll.endTotal is the total. I roll a 3 and a 5, that's 8, but I've got strength 16, so that's plus 2, so that's 10, but I've got debility, so it's back down to 9, right? So that's that number there. SResult, just prepping the variable. Now, I am going to get that extra information I sent over. So result 6, 7, 10, and 12. I get this, so this is my variable name, and this is the data that was sent in the role. So this is available to me. If we have a look at the debug chat R role, we'll see in there that there's result 6, and it'll have some value, even if the value is just empty quotes, right? So not a nil value, but an empty value. Right, so I'm getting those. I'm putting in the debug, so this should just output all of those bits and pieces of information. And then I am doing if n total is greater than 11. So that's not... Yeah, so if it's greater than 11, which means it's 12 or higher, and my sResult12, my string for result 12 is not empty, then I'm going to display result 12, basically. Or I'm storing result 12 into my variable called sResult. If that's not the case, I could do another one. If n total is greater than 11, do such and such. But it's basically the same command as I'm doing for if the n total is greater than 9, i.e. 10 and above. Because most roles don't do anything special for 12. Only a few roles do. But pretty much all roles do something special for a 10 or higher. So if my total is 10 or higher, then sResult, I'm going to store sResult10 in my variable sResult. I've got the same thing here for 7 to 9, which is anything greater than 6. And then otherwise I'm doing an else, sResult equals sResult6, plus I'm appending /n is a new line, and mark xp. So an instruction to mark experience for dealing with the hardship. Right, and then we're going to append our S result, which is all this extra information we've added, on a new line on the existing text message. And then we're going to deliver the result and then return the function as true. So it's not too much code in here, but hopefully it's going to give us a pretty cool result. So let's go check it out. So let's check out our character. So we've got hack and slash. We can see it's a strength 1 with the dice here. I'm going to click on this and we're going to see that we've got values for 6 or lower, 7 to 9, 10, but there's no value here for 12 plus. Alright, this description here is good for the human reader, but this stuff here is going to be what the game engine is going to use. So let's check. We've got hack and slash, it's a strength roll, so we're going to have strength 17 for our first roll, which should give us a +2. Let's roll this. Now remember as well, we've got a bunch of debug. So we can see all this debug coming out, including S result 7, S result 12, N total, S result 6, S result 10, we can see them in here, and I've also debugged those separately. So we've got 6, 7, 10, and 12. You can see here that there's the pipe indicating the end of that one and the start of the new one. It's just an empty value. And then we can see our actual results here. So hack and slash, strength 17, you deal your damage to the enemy and the enemy makes an attack against you. That's because our total result is a 7, so it's a success with cost. Let's roll it again as well. Let's see if we can get a high result first. That's pretty good. 9 plus 2, 11. Hack and slash strength 17. You deal your damage to the enemy and avoid their attack. At your option, you may choose to do plus 1d6 damage, but expose yourself to the enemy's attack. Okay, cool. Now the player knows what they need to do to finish this move or to complete their turn. If our character has a debility, the same thing. We've got 3 plus 1 for our roll, plus 2 minus 1. It's equivalent of plus 1, so we get a total result of 5. The enemy makes an attack against you, mark XP. Okay, cool. And same again here. If a character was a bit of a weak character, probably shouldn't be running around getting into fights. Helps if you roll high. So you rolled 2 6s, but he's got a -2 on the result. Still, it's a full success, and that's shown here by the message. So that's working really well. I am still working through how I'm going to use some of these things in my rule set. Some of the stuff I have ideas on that are quite concrete, some I've got vague ideas on, and some I'm learning as I go. But anyway, that's the process of coding up a rule set on Fantasy Grounds. Thank you very much.